Jesus nor the Bible in anywhere says that it's wrong that you should save and stock away for retirement, okay? This guy, he's saving. Matter of fact, the Bible says the opposite. If you read Proverbs, if you read the Bible says if you do not save for retirement, if you do not have a savings plan, emergency account, then you are irresponsible, right? So this is not saying that we shouldn't save for retirement and have 401ks or IRAs or portfolios, that we should have a savings account. It doesn't say that at all. It says you're irresponsible if you don't. I have those things, right? I have a retirement plan. I have a portfolio, if you will. It's vinyl. It's not leather, but I have a portfolio. I have a retirement. I have savings. I have a savings account. I have to think of the head, because I know when I get old, I'm going to start saying something really stupid, and you guys are going to fire me, and I have to have something stocked away, right? Think of what I say now that's stupid. When the stupid things I say today, just think of how stupid they'll be when I get older, right? And so I have to save. And so the bottom line is the Bible doesn't say that you shouldn't save. It says that you should. It doesn't say you shouldn't be worried about retirement. You should, right? That's irresponsible not to. It's not what the Bible says. The Bible also doesn't say that it's wrong to spend money on you and having fun and having play money. The Bible doesn't say that at all. Many people think, well, if I'm going to be a good steward of what God's given me, that means we need to boycott Starbucks and take a shower once a week to conserve water. No, please, Lord, don't do that, okay? Listen, he's not saying we can't enjoy the money he's given us at all. I do. I took my kids on vacation during fall break. For instance, let me tell you, I'm a boot man, okay? I like boots in the wintertime. And you know what? I need one pair of boots. You wouldn't even say I need one pair of boots because I got other shoes. So that would even be a misnomer, right? But if you can say, okay, I need a pair of boots. Guess what? I look in my closet before I came, I got like 4 pair of boots, right? I got 4 pair of boots. I don't need 4 pair of boots. I want 4 pair of boots. Is that wrong? Not at all, right? Matter of fact, I even have a closet that I walk into to put my clothes, right? Do I need all those clothes? Not at all. I don't need those clothes. But do I want some of those? Yes. Is it wrong? No, if it's in perspective, all right? So the Bible doesn't say you can't play with your money. It doesn't say, Jesus is not saying you can't save for retirement or enjoy your money. It's not even saying it's wrong to have a lot of money. If you've got a lot of money, listen, the Bible doesn't say it's wrong to have a lot or a little. It's what you do with it, right? Many men in the Bible were wealthy, stinking, filthy rich. The most wealthy people in the world, even by today's standards, are biblical Solomon and biblical characters and kings and people in the Bible. Some of them used it right, some of them didn't. So the Bible doesn't say any of that about money. We got to understand that. The Bible doesn't say money's bad. It says the love of money is bad. Money's not what tears your family apart. It's when you start loving money that's going to tear your family apart. Money is not what's going to destroy your marriage, but it's when you start loving money that's going to create arguments that destroys your marriage. Money's not what causes financial problems in your heart, in your life. It's when you start loving money that you begin to have financial difficulties. It's not going to be, money has no play on your spiritual vitality. But when you love money, your attitude toward money, it will destroy your spiritual vitality. You see, it's about when you feed the greed. Jesus says he wants you to be freed from the greed. And so as we look at this, we got to understand it is our perspective. It's not wrong for me to take my kids on vacation, save for retirement. It's not wrong for me to go buy a new pair of shoes or even a new car. Even if I don't need a car, it's not wrong for me to go buy if it's in proper perspective. Now, if I can't tithe, if I go buy this car, I shouldn't go buy that car. If buying shoes, if going on vacation keeps me from being generous, then I say, okay, I'm feeding my greed. I'm doing stuff I shouldn't do, right? Because I've got it out of perspective, right? And so God, the deal is, it's about perspective. Every payday, here's what happens to me. I get a payday just like you guys. I get paid twice a month. Church pays us twice a month. I think it's twice a month. Yeah, twice a month. My wife knows all that stuff, right? I never see a dime of it. Twice a month, except what she gives me. Twice a month, we get paid, right? And every payday, here's what happens. The first thing, every payday, before anything else, I've got an electronic thing set up that because that is, I get a salary. So that comes out before anything else. It's my tithe. It comes out before anything else. And guess what? Amy, we've got to save, our retirement comes out. Our retirement comes out of that. I've got that set up that it comes out before I get, and then my tithe comes out, my retirement comes out. Then Amy, we got the accounts that she puts into our savings. Now, all that before anything else, right? And then, so I'm tithing, I'm saving, and then I'm living, and I've got a budget that I live on. You know, budgets, groceries. When you got 5 kids, that's a lot of groceries, right? I mean, and don't think when they leave your house, they leave your house, right? That's when they get more expensive when they leave. I'm finding that out, all right? So, listen, we got groceries, our bills, and you know what? There's playtime in there too. I mean, I got play money. I mean, you see, if it's in perspective, and I'm honoring God with it, and I'm saving, and I'm paying my bills, my family's not suffering, and I got some, money budgeted that I can play on. I can go buy me some boots. I can take my kids on. But it's in perspective, is what I'm trying to say, right? It's in perspective. And so this man, notice, he wasn't freed from greed. He was feeding his greed. Did you notice? I accentuated when I read that story every time he said the personal, I, me, mine, I, my crops, my barn, my grain, my soul. I will build. I will tear down. 9 times, I, me, mine. This guy's perspective was all about self-fulfillment. This guy's perspective, I mean, his whole deal was, it was all on himself, and he had obviously had no clue that what I have is not mine, it's God's. What I have is God's. It came from God, and He gave it to me, entrusted it to me to use for His glory, for His glory and my good. He won't have fun on it. Listen, when I have fun with my family, and that's a time of worship, that's good if it's in proper perspective, right? And so God doesn't want you to, it's about complete, just, man, I make everything, give it all away. And I mean, that's awesome if He leads you to do that. Some people have done that. But the bottom line is, enjoying it the proper way is for God's glory if it's enjoyed. And God, thank you that we can go on this vacation. God, thank you that you gave us the money. We want to honor you on this vacation and build our family together. Awesome. That's worship. That honors God, right? God, thank you that we can have this house. God, you provided this house. We want to have small group in our house. God, thank you for this car. God, thank you that you allowed me to purchase this. You gave me the money. Oh, that's worship, right? If before all that, it's tithing and giving, it's in perspective, right? This man had none of that. It was not about, Lord, this is all yours, and I want you to use my house. This is about mine, about my security. This is about me and my wealth. And that's all. His main priority was building and accumulating wealth. Paid no attention to God's command for the first fruits, the tithe. Stacks of cash, hurting widows. Who cares, man? Not my problem, right? Stacks of cash, orphans that don't have a home. Not my problem, right? I mean, drug addicts over here that need help. Not my problem. Not my problem. They got themselves into that mess, right? That's what we say. And listen, when it comes down to helping people, I know what your tendency is. Well, they got themselves into that mess, they can get themselves out. I am so thankful the Lord didn't say that about me, because I certainly got myself into that mess too. I'm so glad. And so I just need to be obedient with what God tells me to do. And so his own main priority was building and accumulating wealth. And so here's what I really believe. I believe that if you claim to be a Christian, statistically, as I said, about 3% of Christians tithe. Okay, it's more here, thank the Lord, all right? Still not where it needs to be. It's not hugely more, but it's more here, okay? Like it ought to be 100% of Christians should tithe, right? The goal is not to get you to 20%. The goal is for 100% of people who claim to follow Jesus to be obedient in their money and their sex and their forgiveness and how they live as a kingdom citizen, right? But here's what I know. I truly believe that those of you who are Christians that don't tithe, I don't believe it's because you could care less. Man, I want to get mine. I mean, to hell with the rest of the world. I want to get mine. It's their fault. I don't think that's really what you think. I don't think that at all. What I think is, I think some of you think, man, I really can't. Now, part of that, I can't. I really want to, Pat, but I can't. Now, part of that is we can't because, man, our lives have been about feeding the greed. we get stuff, and we get our priorities out of whack, and we accumulate so much debt that we think, I don't know how I can tithe, or I can't tithe and take my family on vacation. I can't tithe and get all this stuff, right? And so it's about understanding, priorities and setting the center of our life, and it's because we're in so much debt. Now, there's a thing. Sometimes there's emergency debt, right? I mean, sometimes you get up in the morning and your car, there's a little ding in your car, and you're like, that doesn't sound right. You take it into the mechanic, and he calls you a day or so and says, I got bad news and I got good news, right? Bad news, man, your engine's shot. Good news, you're going to have to pay me a lot of money, right? I mean, that's, and you have to go, you got medical bills, right? You got car stuff. You got stuff come up that you incur some debt, right? But I don't think that kind of debt's the kind of debt that keeps people from tithing. It's the kind of debt where they say, you know what, I can't afford that $90 pair of shoes, $100 pair of shoes, and I want it, so I'm going to put it on my credit card and end up paying $300 in credit card interest for those $100 shoes, right? Because I want those shoes. I mean, that's the kind of misplaced feed the greed. That's when it becomes feed the greed, right? That's when it becomes out of place. And so I really don't think it's because you don't want to. I think it's Christians want to, I think. It's because, man, we've gotten ourselves in, and we've got counseling, by the way, financial counseling for free. Great counselors that will help you if you need that. But now let me help you think about it from this perspective.